Hello, welcome back to my Minecraft Reindev Let's Play. So let me go ahead and load in. And I guess let's go ahead and go to sleep since I really don't want to be out here talking right when it's dark. So let me go ahead and change that real quick. And go to bed. And I think today's unfortunately probably gonna be a shorter episode since there hasn't really been as much going on as I thought there would be, and it's only been like 2 weeks compared to the last video, which was like 2 months. But I think today we're just going to focus on gathering some building materials, and I was thinking sort of during these past couple weeks that I kind of would like to get started on building out this island a little bit. Because a pattern I've sort of noticed with a lot of my Minecraft worlds, especially the more recent ones, I have a tendency to kind of just rush everything. Like, if I was just playing this by myself, I probably would have ended up like having diamonds by this point, and probably would have gotten pretty close to being the Ender Dragon or something. Probably not being the Ender Dragon, but at the very least having diamonds. And I'm just trying to with this series, trying to make things more relaxed and try to, hopefully make this more, I guess, of like an ongoing endeavor. So I'm hoping to kind of, like, as my first big goal is to properly, fully expand out this island as I outlined last time. And I think a good way to start with that is making a little boathouse and a dock, probably like somewhere around here. I'm not too certain. Oh, let me go ahead and pick up these saplings real quick. And I guess to give you guys a little bit of an update on sort of I guess, a little bit of health issues I had with my stomach, it has gotten a lot better since I made that video, and I've tried reincorporating some of the normal foods I used to eat. Luckily, it hasn't bothered me that bad, but even then, I've tried drinking a little bit by having like a couple Moscow meals during Thanksgiving and the holidays, which not enough to really get drunk. They were fairly light. And I've sort of been noticing, unfortunately, that now I'll wake up in the morning and kind of feel, I guess, like a little bit nauseous. It's not bad or anything. So probably once the holidays are done, which this would probably be the last day of, which pretty much just starting today, I'm gonna have to go back to the way I usually eat. Because I'm worried that if I keep this up, it's gonna end up getting like bad, like, again, as I mentioned that last video, as bad as it was. And I went ahead and actually last week went to the gym with a couple of my friends again really late, and fortunately enough, my stomach didn't end up bothering me. I didn't get lightheaded or anything. Everything was all fine and dandy, which, I'm grateful for since now I'm sort of at the point to where I know with a high degree of confidence that I can go ahead and just go to the gym, go lift heavy shit, go ahead, come back and have to worry about feeling sick afterwards, which I'm very grateful for. And it kind of reminds me, I remember one time I was talking to this one dude at the gym, and I remember him saying something along the lines of like, he's grateful for the fact that he's able to work out and that, I should be grateful because like, it's not exactly always a guarantee that you'll be able to lift because there are a lot of people who just can't really properly exercise because like, oh, maybe their knees hurt whenever they squat or something. And hold on, give it a sec. And welcome back. Sorry about that. My father asked needed me to help him with something real quick. So I forget where I was exactly. It has been a little bit while. I think it's been about an hour, but I think last where I was at. I think I'll just go back to where I last remember, which is that basically my stomach, since the holidays have come about, it's been kind of flaring up a little bit, but it's nothing like major or anything. But I realize that in order for it not to get out of control, I'm pretty much gonna have to start going back to the way I eat, which is regrettably, very bland. And and it's kind of unfortunate, but I figured out that I can be, I guess, a lot more flexible than I thought I could have, which I guess is a good sign. So that's pretty much it. And I just realized the melons actually grow right here. So I want to grab about a stack of wood before we go ahead and get started on building the dock. Let's see. Ready? Alrighty, I'm probably gonna grab until I get to 64, and then we should be set to go. I also remember where I was where I was left off at is that, I think I was talking about the gym as well, and about how, excuse me, I was talking about how, I'm kind of, I kind of realize now that, like, after being to a point where it was very hard to go in, especially my stomach, that now I'm a lot more grateful and appreciative of sort of being able to go to the gym, to where, like, now when I hear someone say, like, you should be grateful for the fact you're able to go to the gym, because there's a lot of people who can't. Before, I would have just, kind of gave it a half-hearted glance, but now that I've actually got to the point where I couldn't, now I'm like, I'm kind of grateful that I can. And oh boy, I just realized I grabbed way too much wood. Oh well, I guess, if we don't end up using all of it, we can use it for another project. And I'm probably gonna have to go grab another axe. I'll go ahead and do that real quick. And then I guess to also add just like a little bit, it's another thing to talk about is, I sort of realized in my last video, just by going back and watching it, that I have a little bit of a tendency to talk really fast, and I think that may partly be due to nerves. So, as I mentioned before, this series, not only am I kind of just doing it because I want to make Minecraft more enjoyable for myself and just kind of, give me a reason, to actually keep this world and to keep it on track, but I guess to also help improve myself. There we go. Anyways, to also help improve myself socially. So I hope that by, continuing to do this series, I can improve in that regard, and I hope that I can start working on trying to, I guess you could say, talk more calmly with not talking so fast, and learn just to get into the flow of things. Because I've said before that this isn't exactly easy for me to do. Because the problem is with like excuse me, doing a Let's Play video like this is that, what the heck is that? I guess it's just the tree. Spin from the tree. Hold on, get their block. There we go. Excuse me. Anyways, but I guess with like a Let's Play series, the problem is that like you have to be able to sort of come up with stuff just to talk about, like kind of like on the spot. Because if you don't, well then people aren't going to engage. They're going to go ahead and click off, and that's sort of another issue that I've noticed in my videos is that, the average view duration isn't really that long, which, I'm not particularly mad about. This is, again, like I said before, this is sort of just a little bit of a pet project for me, but I realize it's something I have to improve on, so again, I'm hoping through this series that I can kind of get better at that, hopefully at some point down the line. And I would ideally like to get to the point where I can kind of make this into a higher, I guess, production caliber series, like sort of to the point to like, maybe I can make a little bit of money on this on the side. So I guess in order to do that, a lot of things are going to have to improve. So, what I'm thinking we could do for the boathouse, or I guess the dock boathouse, whatever you want to call it, is I want to go ahead and kind of just make it like a basic house like this, although, let's realize it's kind of more rectangular, which, yeah, let's work with it. But anyways, what I'll probably end up doing is making a house and then attaching to it. Like, you kind of like, so the entrance is probably here, and then maybe there's like a porch right here, and we put some fences around here, and then you have like a little dock, and then hopefully once we get to the nether, if we go ahead and get like some obsidian and diamond tools, probably put some glowstone there, or pretty sure this mod has other lighting blocks that we could use. And I just realized this is, excuse me, this is not wide enough, so I'm gonna have to extend this out one further. Excuse me. I'll go ahead and do that. Also, what's sort of been, I guess, at least been going on for me is that, like, part of the reason why it's kind of been so, well, I mean, it's not that long in the grand scheme of things, but the reason why it's, like, been 2 weeks when probably preferably I like this to be 1 week is that, honestly, I've been personally just kind of getting burned out of just Minecraft and video games in general lately. Like, I've sort of noticed how I kind of just go through spouts where, like, oh, we're all really enjoy playing video games, even to the point where I'll even bring back a dead YouTube channel, but then there will be points where I kind of just get disinterested. But, once I take a little bit of a break, then I find like a new game that comes out or something that sort of like reinvigorates my interest in it. And so while I've been burned out, instead of just sitting there kind of just like moping around, being all sad about it, I've decided to, I guess you could say, invest in myself a little bit. And how I've done that is, let's actually go to bed and then I'll go ahead and tell you because I want to be tried doing it with like a bunch of zombies attacking me. But how I've been trying to do that is that for starters, I've been taking I guess I bought like a course because I'm try, trying to think of how to say it. I'm trying to complete the SIE exam. For those who don't know, SIE stands for the Securities Essentials exam, and pretty much the importance of it, at least to my field, which I'm planning to get into finance, is that it's basically the base level of certification you need to actually be able to do any kind of financial work. Now, of course, you don't just need that, you need other certifications. Hold on. Sorry about that, someone was knocking at my door again. He handed me something, but where was I? Oh yeah, so pretty much with the SIE exam, it's pretty much the baseline you need to get. I guess a better way to put it would be it's the baseline that you need to get any kind of certification, really. So for the field that I'm going in, which would be particularly financial advisement, which the reason why I sort of want to get into that field is because, well, the reality of it is that, like, I'm going to be honest with you, when I was first, like, when I was like 16, 17, 18, first trying to figure out like what I wanted to do, sort of, decide like what career path to go down. I honestly kind of just found it as like the best way to sort of help people that I guess you could say in a way that I could see myself doing for a living. Because my problem is that like I was originally thinking about going into the medical field or being like a radiologist, but the problem is that I'm not really that good with blood and guts, to be entirely honest with you, and I just don't think I could deal with like blood and guts for a living, because I'm not gonna lie, I like barely make it through like a biology class without queasing, much less actually seeing actual real human blood. Now, if I could actually tolerate blood and guts and I was so queasy, I'd be entirely honest with you, I probably would have just gone into nursing, but, I thought the next best bet would be to do financial advisement, since I believe that I guess I believe that in a lot of ways. I don't believe this is feasible for everyone, but I believe for some people, you can, to a certain extent, help control your financial future to a certain degree, through wise investment decisions. And I'd like to be able, I guess, just help many people as I can. And I guess a big inspiration for me would be the movie The Big Short. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was like one of the guys who ended up figuring out the financial crisis. And I guess like he's still around today, and he's predicting that like the next major financial crisis, I think, is going to be something to do with like I think like water scarcity, and that's going to be the next big problem. And I kind of hope I can get to a point in like the financial advisement field to where I could kind of be like that guy, where I could kind of be like someone for the people. Someone who tries to warn people and prepare them for any future financial storms. And instead of just working for Wall Street and just basically controlling everything, trying to use, my information, you know, hopefully some power and influence to be able to actually bring about good for the world. I know it's a little bit of kind of a stretch at the very least, but I feel at least for me, like, you got to have something to believe in, even if it might be the most stupidest thing in the grand scheme of things. Because I do believe you have to try to a certain extent, so that's why I personally got into it. But anyways, I got off track. So for the SIE, it's basically the baseline exam that you need in order to get any certification in the financial field. And I'm sort of trying to give myself a head start because I'm currently going to a four-year university to become a business major, sort of a get like a business degree with a major in finance is, the less technical term of it. And I guess to give myself a head start, I'm trying to get started on getting that baseline certification. So I bought this course for like $100 that's like has like a textbook that's supposed to help you study for the SIE exam. And I've been going over that each and every day, and I've been reading over that, and I've sort of just taken the fact that, I've been burned out on video games, I've been kind of bored, and sort of used the extra free time that I otherwise wouldn't have to be able to better myself. And I've also been trying to read a book recently. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's like one of the first like self-help books, and I know self-help kind of gets like a bad name, and understandably so, but this book is more focused on generally how to conduct yourself, how to I guess you could say, best conduct yourself in like a business environment to form like proper relationships, how to like properly negotiate with people, how to reason with them. And it focuses on a lot of core principles in order to do that, to make sure that, let's say like you're a manager or something, that you can most efficiently lead your team. And I've been trying to read that kind of not only as to help me in the business world so that I guess could be more assertive, and be able to form, better relationships, but also to help me form, I guess, better social skills and, help improve my current personal relationships. And so far, I've been liking the book. I think it has a lot of insights, sort of like, I guess you could say a lot of insights into like how to, I'm trying to think of the way to put it, like sort of insights to just like generally how to treat people. Like, for example, in the first chapter, it kind of goes into detail about how you should show gratitude towards people, because what people want more than anything is to feel appreciated. And so far I'm in like the third chapter of the book, and that's like kind of a common theme. So, and I found that kind of to be shocking, because even though I've known to a certain extent that yes, people generally like to be complimented, it's not a good idea to be a douche, but it's made me kind of realize that I kind of look back at a lot of situations in my life, and I guess I wish that like there were people who could have sort of, maybe taken that advice and maybe, were more understanding of my situation and weren't less critical. And it sort of helped motivate me and inspired, I guess, to be less of, I'm trying to think of a word, a less judgmental person. And, I've been trying to apply like various aspects of the book in my day-to-day life. And I'm not going to lie, it's not entirely easy, since again, it's very easy to be critical of others, since it's, at least what I believe, to sort of be our default state. But, I'm trying to slowly but surely get out of the habit of that and apply to that. So that's what's been going on for me, at least for these past couple weeks. It's, like I said, I've been burned out, I've been kind of bored a little, but I guess I'm just trying to make the most of it, make the most out of a shitty situation. And I really do hope that over time, that maybe once I read this book, maybe I'll, learn a thing or two or become, better socially, since, that's sort of my end goal out of all this, is just, just to improve myself so I can be more socially competent. I'm contemplating what I should, I know I'm kind of going off topic here, but I'm contemplating what I should do for this, because what I was going to originally do is kind of make like, I don't know how to describe it, but kind of have like a roof where you have like, or I guess a traditional roof, where you have stairs here and they'd all converge, but I don't think that's going to work, so honest to God, I'm probably just going to go with a slab roof, because that just seems like the best bet. Oh, let me go ahead and get that all set up. And I'll probably just like set up so it's tiered and whatnot. Go ahead and do that. And I guess another thing I would like to talk about, since, yeah, I guess another thing I'd like to mention is that I've sort of noticed that like when it comes to the gym, I've sort of come to the realization that like it's really it's kind of weird, right? Because it feels like really the only place where I've gotten like, I guess, a real sense of community I've pretty much ever had. And, I feel like that's good in a lot of ways, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the gym in a lot of ways has improved my life, and I'm kind of grateful, and I'm very grateful for it. Kind of just goes to show how, like, sometimes, sometimes fine, miracles out of... Anyways. So, let's... Actually, I'm gonna have to go ahead and make more planks. And then what we'll probably end up doing here is just going ahead and putting glass, just like, glass blocks right here for windows. And I'm probably going to make more slabs so I can go ahead and fill out the roof more. Actually, I'll just go and leave that there. Alright, and then I think what I'm probably gonna end up doing, since again, as I said before, this is probably gonna end up being a shorter video just because, like, again, there's really not that much, really not that much to cover or talk about. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and end up finishing the roof, and then I'm probably just gonna go ahead and call it the end of the episode right then and there. Actually, before we finish up the roof, let's go ahead and go to bed because, again, I don't really want to risk, fighting any of the zombies or anything while trying to go ahead and trying to solve it. It just get very annoying. So go ahead and just go back to sleep. I think I'm... Shit, did I almost forget where the boat was? No, I'm not forgetting where the boathouse is. It's right over here. I almost thought for a second if we were going to have another situation from the first episode where I'm stuck sitting there walking around aimlessly trying to find my house and ended up, like, going over it like 10 times over. Or... It might be the first episode again. It is the first episode again, because I ended up going in the complete opposite direction. I was thinking, because I'm sitting here just, walking through here, and I'm thinking what I'll probably end up doing is that, probably at some point, like I mentioned this in the last episode, that I'm probably going to end up making, like, a cobblestone path throughout the entirety of this island, Maybe I might make this into, like, a special lake, maybe put, like, some, it's called sugarcane, yeah. For some reason, it completely escaped my name, but anyways, put some sugarcane around there. I think this mod might have lily pads, so I might put that there and make it like a nice little pond. And then maybe right here, this could be a massive farm, and then we could go ahead and just leave this here and be sort of the ritual spot where we start and end every episode, because you gotta have some kind of a landmarker, especially for a series like this. Now, here's the million-dollar question. How am I going to connect this roof up? Or even if it... Well, this definitely needs to have a roof, or else that's going to look pretty weird. So what I'll probably end up doing is just... kind of just make it like an offshoot. I'm not gonna I guess a way to put it is, to be entirely honest with you, I don't think the roof's coming out really as much as I liked it, as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it doesn't look half bad, but it's not really as great as I thought it would, because at least what I thought was that it would be like a little, I guess you could say like a little bit more pyramid-like in sort of its formation, where, where it would, I don't really know how to describe it without without having to show you guys like my main house in my Better Than Adventure world. But I was hoping to kind of replicate something like that, but honestly, now that I'm looking at it, it actually doesn't look half bad. And I don't think I'm going to even bother to try crane and elevation. I think I'm just going to close this off. And it looks like I'm going to have to grab a little bit more planks. Alrighty, and then we're going to go ahead and finish this off, and then we're going to go ahead and go to the ritual spot, and I think we'll go ahead and end the episode there. Now, probably for the next episode, what I'll probably end up doing off camera is just going ahead and furnishing the inside of this, like putting a door here. I might improve this, but honestly, I might not even bother. And just focus on getting some lighting in here, put some torches, put some windows, and I think I'll probably go ahead and I might potentially just start off here. Excuse me, but then I think for the next episode, we're probably going to try going out mining again, and we're going to we probably need to get more iron so I can get a full set of iron gear. And then I want to try finding a cave and see if we can get some diamonds, and then hopefully get to the nether, so that we can go ahead and grab some glowstone and figure out what they did with this mod. Because I'm going to be entirely honest with you, I don't really know that much about this mod, and sorry, I don't entirely know much about this mod, so I'm kind of excited to see what they did with the Nether, because in a lot of the older versions of Minecraft, at least, one of the major downsides to them is that the Nether is sort of kind of very boring and dull. There's really not that much reason to explore it. That's the only thing I really dislike about, beta Minecraft. But anyways, I think we'll go ahead and end the video off here. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the series. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a good one.